back at Pelican Island in Richards Bay, but plenty swell. Anything I wanted. Fading mid breaks, 6-foot sets on, you can't say outside, but it's in the harbour, 6-foot sets just running, right down to in the corner, 1 to 2 footers, pitching, whatever you wanted. Surfski guys were having, I would say, over a minute rides from the harbour entrance right through to the Yacht Mall channel. So epic day there. Bit of a wind chop on the wave, but we're foiling here, so that didn't matter. Big day for me. First wave, bit nervous, a bit bigger, fall off. Second wave, and it all comes together. I ride far up on the foil, I even do a turn, and it's all looking good, but not. I spent the rest of the day trying to have a similar wave. It was a hell of a learning day. It was a technique day, and what came out of the woodwork for me yesterday was that my 36 years of surfing, I started when I was 10, 46 now, solidifying your surfing over all those years. You got muscle memory, you do things naturally by habit, and this sport will undo a lot of that for you. It won't interfere with your surfing, but you need to relearn some things because this is very different to surfing. To give you an idea, in surfing, when you're feeling unsafe, you've dropped in on something too steep, you're gonna flounder on your bottom turn, and you just want to save yourself or whatever the case may be, you naturally drop to your knees. You're lowering your center of gravity to stabilize yourself and to recover. That in foiling does not work. You get very unstable because you unbalance everything. Foiling is very much an upright sport. Both legs well balanced over the correct place on the board. The more I tried to get this thing right, the more I didn't get it right. And then I started to rethink a whole lot of things. And this is where my years of surfing have been a disadvantage. I don't think that if I'd been behind a boat that I wouldn't be having these issues. I would still be paddling in as a surfer and making the same mistake. It would definitely come out at some point. The marking on the board now made a huge difference yesterday. I was able to stand up and very easily look down quickly and get my front foot exactly where it needs to be every time. So you're not making the same mistake over and over again by having your foot too much on that rail or too much on this rail. The same goes for my back foot. It needed to be on this pad, which I've put here to stop my knees hitting the bolts. So very easy to find the correct place to stand yesterday. I used wax, blue candle, melted it onto the board, and then put other surf wax over that just to keep it there. From the back mast bolt to where my front foot goes, somewhere between 65 and 70 centimeters. We're standing here and we're standing here. When I surf this board, that's my stance. So even with the right markings in place, I eventually worked out why I was not coming right with this thing. In surfing, your stance is very different. You wouldn't think that I could stand here and stand here on this board. It's very far back. But in surfing, it's that or a really wide stance because you need your back foot at the back of the board to use your ankles to pivot the board onto edge, onto rail. So the problem with that is your weight in surfing is front knee bent, but you got your weight over your front knee. Your back foot is kind of cranked out, if I could say it like that, to the back. So your body weight in your front foot and knee, your front leg is here, kind of up straight, like that, but your back foot is kind of cocked out to the side like that. So a weird stance. Foiling is not like that. But what happens is, as a surfer, your back foot tends to go wandering all the time. No matter how hard you try to stop that, you find that it drifts off to the back there naturally. Whereas in foiling, you're standing there, and you're pretty much making a triangle up to your body. So it's kind of like there and there. Bend that one, lean, put your body weight to the back, bend that one, straighten that one, and that's your pitch control now. Surfing's not like that. This thing kind of goes like out there somehow and fiddles around at the back of the board. So the hard lesson for me to learn yesterday was to stop that wandering back foot. Even though I was standing a lot of the time in the right place, back foot was going wandering all the time. And it all happens really quickly. It's not foiling, it's you're up and then you're off. You're up and then you're off. Or you're back down on the water and then you've missed your ride. What also came out yesterday in talking to the kites foiling guys there was that turning the foil, it's not a rail to rail, right, left, using ankle control. So when you turn your foil, you use upper body torso rotation, which basically torques up the bottom half of your body. And it works like this: where your eyes go, your body will follow. So if you want to go to the right, you turn your upper body to the right, your lower body will then follow that. If you want to go to the left, you turn your upper body to the left and your lower body will follow. You can put the foil onto edge like you would in surfing, and this is what the kite foiling guys say again. You can do that, but your legs must follow that. You can't put your toes down or your heels down and then not have your whole body move with you. We know how that ends when you do that. You end up kissing this lot. And it all made sense when I heard that, because that's probably why Laird Hamilton was wearing the wakeboard bindings during the big toe-in sessions and stuff that he was doing and others were doing. Because bindings in wakeboarding basically stop your ankles from working. So you're using your whole upper body weight through your legs to move. So it stops those little incremental ankle movements that screw you up in this sport. Two things you've got to control in this. You're flying the aeroplane again. You need pitch control, up, pitch down. So that's a knee upper body weight shift thing to go left and right. It's an upper body torso rotation with your lower body following the upper body. Left, right. It's very different to surfing. A lot more gentle. You have a wave in surfing and you surf for, you go to a place like Ponta de Oro and you have a long ride from the points just to the mid-break. You can't stand anymore. Your legs can't take it because you've had a bent front knee and a funny cranked out back knee, and you've been rail to rail moving all the time. A few hundred meters and you're spent in surfing. Foiling's not like that. I can understand how you can foil almost indefinitely because you're not working your knees to the degree that you do in surfing. It's gentle, gentle, gentle. It's I think the calmer you are in doing this, the better you go. I'm still having fun, still loving it. And for my second day out, not behind the boat, not behind the kite, not bad at all. Enjoy.